So, you want to know budget staples without having to get into all the URs and spending all of them right away. You're kind of on a budget and you don't want to spend any more materials that are higher than SR. Well, I've got you guys. So, we're going to go into a deck and create a deck. And these specific cards here are very, very cheap and they're amazing staples. Well, so, first off, we got Gardala, the Wind Kaiju. So this card specifically is very, very good, and the reason for that is because you might find a Tri-Brigade Lyrilusk, or in other words Bird Up deck, running Barrier Statues of Storm Winds. This locks you out of any special summons which are not wind monsters, so therefore you can tribute over that Barrier Statue to summon Gardala. Gardala is wind and therefore doesn't really matter too much. It doesn't take up your normal summon, as you can see. It's a special summon, so Gardala is a great pick for getting rid of those pesky wind statues. But if you're in need of destroying some back row, you're going against too much Naturia, too much Eldritch, Mystical Space Typhoon, very, very old staple, amazing card in the just game in general. You will eventually replace Mystical Space Typhoon, but just know that Mystical Space Typhoon is faster than Dust Tornado and is at the same rarity. It does not hurt to craft 3 of these. Next, Book of Moon, self-explanatory. Duel Links players have PTSD over this. If you don't want someone to link or exceed a monster, you can Book of Moon their monster. If they're going to attack you and it's going for game, you can Book of Moon that. Just in general, just remember that you cannot Book of Moon link monsters, for they cannot go into defense position. Next we have Forbidden Chalice. Now Forbidden Chalice is great because Forbidden Chalice can be run in almost any deck, and you can always chain link 4 or 3 into something. So for instance, you could let's just say they've got a Draco Future on the field and they're going to negate your normal summon. You can Forbidden Chalice Draco Future. Actually no, Draco Future is not a good Draco Future is not a good example because you can't negate Draco Future with Forbidden Chalice. But if they've got another Omni negate or negate in general, you can use Forbidden Chalice onto that negate and completely stop them. Or if you really, really wanted to go the other way, you can choose Forbidden Dress, and the target of Forbidden Dress can't be targeted by card effects or destroyed by card effects either. Great card if you want to avoid things and your deck doesn't have a specific way of avoiding specific things. Forbidden Dress, obviously not as good as Forbidden Chalice in my opinion, and I'd rather run the Forbidden Chalice, but Dress does come up where there are monsters just targeting other monsters, like say a Levianeer might come out or whatever may be. Next we have Torrential Tribute. This is non-explanatory. It's like Mystical Space Typhoon. It's been out since the game started. Torrential Tribute, play this card when you feel like your board state is just worse than theirs. Just remember there are graveyard effects and they do proc. Bottomless Trap Hole is a great card that you can run if you want to banish a card instead of sending them to the graveyard. Bottomless Trap Hole, you can use this on cards that you just genuinely don't want in the graveyard. Let's just say Alistair would be a great example, albeit Alistair doesn't really have 1500 attack. So what's a good card that you might want to banish? Let's see here. You could banish Eldritch. You could banish big boss monsters. There are some starters. For instance, you could banish Fractal, although that almost never happens. Altergeist Multi-Thaker. Nope. I'm sure they had one, but anyways, you can banish some cards, banish boss monsters. It's good. It's not amazing. The targets are quite limited because most cards are just playing effects. Floodgate, same reason as Book of Moon, and then Fiendish Chain if you want to negate an effect like Forbidden Chalice. Forbidden Chalice is just better than Fiendish Chain, but if you want to run both, you can.